What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the One More Rep podcast. I'm your host. My name is Joseph Pritchard. As always, this episode is brought to you by NutriBio Supplements, Crystals, Bikinis, and Bio Longevity Labs. Guys, if you're watching the video and you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. It's a big favor that I ask of you, and it doesn't take much of you. Okay, so Josh and I'm here with Josh Jefferson, Pivot Gym. Talk to me about the gym. How's it going?
It is moving. We soft opened on Tuesday, pretty much because the equipment was ready to be trained on. I'm not gonna let people not come in, so we got active. And it's not ready. We're still building. We still have construction going on. The squat rack quite literally just got put in right in front of me. The deadlift platform's here. There's still equipment that needs to be ordered. There's still equipment that needs to come in, but I refuse to let people say like, the gym's not open, I can't train. Fuck that. You can come in and train. Just watch out for a beam. Keep
Right.
your head down. So
don't get whacked by
but
something.
It's awesome. People are really excited. People see the vision. This place looks cool as shit. So I'm just really excited. And also for anyone who follows me or Joe, which I'm guessing everyone who does, we got some crazy fucking lighting in this thing. So the bathroom lighting is sick, and we didn't even touch the posing room. So I'm excited.
Oh, so there is going to be a separate posing room.
Yep. So the posing room got built yesterday. Shout out Latanya Jefferson. My mother has quite literally built my office and the posing room.
Awesome.
She is a goon, and she's just like, she goes into the posing room, and she's got a funny relationship with Dom Carter. Shout out Dom. After Dom won the overall universe, for whatever reason, she thought it would be cool to pose down with him in the middle of the hallway. And now she's posing in just fucking around.
Well, shout out to Mom.
Awesome.
Dom Carter is the big guy that Chris Tuttle coaches, yeah? Yeah, awesome. Man, I'm excited. I saw even you sent me some of the videos as the process was going along. And there's a lot going on. It's obviously not a finished product, but I already, like you said, it's almost sounds cliche to say it, but I can already see the vision. Seeing that matte black tiled wall and everything, I'm like, man, this is going to be a killer spot to train. And I just hope that you have it done by Christmas. That way, when I come out and show you how to train legs, it's all ready to go.
I will definitely have it ready by Christmas. And even if it wasn't ready by Christmas, I'd make sure the leg section was ready.
Oh, yeah.
That was actually, I'm not even going to lie, the first thing I put in was the leg section on Saturday. Because I said, I got to train legs on Sunday. So I told everyone, I was like, this section gets done first. We'll do the rest later. And they're like, wow. I was like, it sets up the whole rest of the gym. No, I had to train.
I noticed that you had all the leg pieces kind of in one spot, which I love, dude, because it just feels like, if you're there, I train alone, but like it feels like even when you're there and there's someone else training legs, it feels like there's a level of camaraderie, like we're all doing this. So I'm stoked, man. I'm excited for you. I know it's been a lot. I know it's been stressful, but it'll be worth it, man. I'm excited for you.
100%.
So we are also going to be joined by special guest host Luke Pritchard. Luke is running a little behind. He's with a client right now. So in the meantime, we have some questions that we're going to do. I got a handful of questions. I know Luke has some questions, and then you had a question or at least one, yeah?
Yeah, I had a pretty good one. I was going to wait for Luke,
Save
but I
it.
have another one.
Okay, all right. What do you got?
So are we saying names? Should we say names?
I never say names.
All right.
Because I don't know if the people I don't know if they're assuming a level of anonymity and they're just being honest with their questions. So I don't.
All right. Well, his question was the favorite moment you've had at a show you competed in. This is easier for me. I've only done 4 shows.
So I'm going to say it was the first open class that I won in 2021. And it wasn't actually winning. It was after prejudging. My family was in the crowd and my friend Gary Turner drove out to see me, and he was in the crowd. And I had sent Gary some pictures along the way, and it was the best conditioning to that point that I had ever been in. And like dug out glutes, everything. I've had glutes before, but this was like I was super, super dug out. And for some reason, as the show started to near, I was starting to wonder, like, I know that the pictures look like this, but is this going to translate on stage? Am I going to actually look like this in person? Or is this just the way that I have the camera set up or the lighting or whatever? And when I came off stage after prejudging, my mom had texted me, my dad had texted me, and they're all in. I give them a ton of credit. They've been super supportive from day one. At this point, my mom has a pretty good eye for bodybuilding, but also they're not bodybuilders. And Gary's a very honest, blunt type of friend. So I remember texting him and being like, how did I look? And he just said, you were nails. And I was like, it still didn't get through to my head. So I remember responding and I'm like, did it look like it looked in the pictures? And he wrote back and just said better. And I was like, nice. Like, it was like, I just felt like the weight of the world was off my shoulders. You know what I mean? Like, so after that, it was like, I don't really care what happens. I ended up winning, which was cool. But that for me was a moment that stands out for sure. I mean, there's been other things in terms of, I've probably had more memorable moments. Oh, here's Luke. Big Luke.
What's up?
You guys hear me?
Yeah, I got you. What's up, dude?
No, what up, folks? Sorry about that.
You're good, man. Welcome to the show. What's going on with the client?
Thank you, boys. Huh?
What's going on with the client? First show?
Yeah, first timer. So he just got it. Like, he's doing a self tanning and all that shit too. So he didn't want to mess it up. Yeah.
Why?
So
yeah, your
pale
first
dude.
one. That's a
pale dude.
Pale dude.
Didn't use melanotan. I know you were rocking the melanotan.
Yeah, bro. You already know I was pushing that. He said he was, bro. I put him on it and I had him in the tanning bed a couple days a week, but it just wasn't sticking.
Yeah, yeah.
And you never want to fuck. I mean, kid actually looks good, man. He's got good potential. He's a good client. He's just,
yeah,
you don't want to bomb a first look because your tan's garbage. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah. So we got one. We just started by the time that you got on.
Cool.
So new IFBB pro Luke Pritchard joining us. The question
with it in the background.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I saw you put that up on Instagram and I was like, man, that's sick.
Yeah, it's pretty. It was sitting on my floor. I was like, I got to get up on the wall. And now I walk in my room and I look at this shit and I'm like, it still doesn't. It's never gonna feel real, bro. It's one of those things. It's never gonna feel real.
Forget the question that we had for a minute. Talk to me about the amateur Olympia experience. Besides, obviously, winning is surreal, but how was the show experience? Like, because you've done USA's, so how did it compare? Because I feel like a lot of us just regard the big three, like USA's, Nationals, North Americans, and we don't always think about like the amateur O or the amateur Arnold. So how was the show experience as a competitor?
So I was actually talking to my buddy Tommy Bell. I don't know if you guys know him, but the other day about this. The reason I ended up jumping into that show, same thing. I was always thinking like the big three. The timing's great, bro. Like coming off of USA's, I originally was planning on doing North Americans, but it gave me an extra like 6 weeks to kind of have a nice health phase before starting prep and allow myself enough time to actually grow. I ended up putting on close to 30 pounds in a fucking year, bro. So
crazy.
As far as the show goes, man, I highly recommend it, dude. It was well run, especially compared to USA's. Because, for example, like it's weird. We competed on a Wednesday. That was fucking weird. But I was done with finals by 2:30 or 3 p.m.
That's awesome.
Because that night at that exact venue, they had the press conference for the real show. So they had to get us out and they had to get that shit in. And so it was bang, bang, man. They moved it quick.
The pictures came out good. Not to cut you off, but the pictures came out awesome, which we've talked about USA's.
Those muddy ass fucking washed out pictures, bro. They're garbage.
So these came out great. I have to tell you, I have to say they came out great. I saw both the NPC photos and then like, you know, the done up photos that you got.
Yeah.
Everything looks fantastic. Did you
Yeah,
stay
I
at
was
the
happy
venue?
with it. The venue was super nice. Like,
Yeah,
you still got me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Venue is super nice. It was super dope being there too, because like it was Olympia week, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like everyone's out there.
Yeah.
I won my pro card on a Wednesday, and then I get to go hang out with all these dudes Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You know, I'm
Yeah.
at the expo with, and that was one of the craziest things. Was like I win my card, and then the next day I was at New Tech Gym out there,
Yeah.
and I was talking to like Hunter and Quentin, and they were asking like when I'm going to debut.
Yeah.
And in my head, I was like, "Oh fuck!" I was like, now I compete with these
You're
motherfuckers,
like,
bro.
now I'm
So,
going against these motherfuckers.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, now I'm supposed to like step on stage with these dudes, bro. Like, what the fuck just happened in like a matter of 24 hours?
Hell
So
yeah.
it was a great week, bro. I had good people out there with me.
Yeah.
Vegas is just bodybuilding, bro. You know what I mean? It's cool
Yeah.
to be out there. It's like nostalgic bodybuilding. Um, like I said, show was well run. It was smooth. The venue was big. It was nice. They had a live stream too. So that was huge because I had a lot of people that wanted to watch me at USA's the year before and they didn't have a fucking live stream.
I know.
So, and it was all included in the Olympia package too. So
Oh, very
they
cool.
were going to buy the actual Olympia. You know what I mean? They got to watch me too. So it wasn't like extra money for most people. So it was, I really don't have any complaints. It couldn't have gone much better than it did, to be honest.
Awesome, man. I was stoked for you, dude. I knew something good was going to happen leading into it. I had felt like for
Yeah.
a couple of years you had a pro quality upper body look to you.
Yeah.
And it was just a matter of getting the legs to stay while you got the conditioning. That was it.
That was my thing, was like to get them to a point where you look at my physique, and if it's your first time looking at me, you
They
don't
don't stand
go
out.
legs. Right.
Yeah.
Like as long as I'm balanced enough where it's not a glaring weakness, I knew I had a chance. And so, I mean, I just put a lot of work into them this past off season, and then the more tissue that I did build, like, and we got ready early, man. Like I was pretty much there like 2 or 3 weeks out, and
Yep.
then the last couple weeks was just like low day, low day, high day, kind of just holding until we got into peak week. And dude, I didn't really change much of anything, bro, going into the show.
Those are the
Like I
best
barely
peaks.
did shit. Yeah, barely do anything. I didn't pull any injectables out. I didn't pull GH. I didn't pull. I didn't pull shit, dude. I pinned GH the morning of the show at fucking
Hell
5
yeah.
a.m.
Hell yeah.
And I was drinking like 4 liters of water basically up until the show. I took an eighth of a hydrochlorothiazide like 2 p.m. the day before.
Yeah.
Um, and that was all I needed. All I needed.
Yeah.
And then
And
we
it came
basically just
together
brought carbs
beautifully,
up.
dude.
Yeah, the peak was perfect. And then it was funny because Blue was getting like calls and texts from people like, "Hey, whatever you did with Luke, like I need you to do with me." Da 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 da. He's like, "Dude, we didn't do anything." It's
Yeah.
like you put the kid on stage basically. There's no magic in that shit, bro. You just got to get ready and then eat a little bit, and you're good.
Man, I've said this 100 times, and clients almost, when you go through it the first time with a client, a lot of times I feel like clients are almost a little let down or disappointed when
Yeah.
wild shit isn't happening. And it's like, man, you look like you could go on stage at 3 weeks out. Why would I change anything?
Well, that's the thing. I'll admit, when I was a younger bodybuilder too, like there's this whole like aura around like peak week
Of
and like
course.
all that shit, right? So when you first get into it, you're like excited, like, oh, what's gonna fucking happen?
Yeah.
And then the best peaks, like mine, with nothing, you didn't need to do anything, right? If it ain't
Yeah.
broke, don't fix it. But a lot of times, clients, that's like not exciting. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like they're ready to eat muffins and fucking burgers and shit.
Right.
And you're like,
Right.
nah, another 300 grams of rice and you're good. Like, and
Yes.
they're like, what? And I'm like, no, that's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
It means you look good. That means you're ready. It means we don't need to pull out all these crazy ass stops. So,
And it's like, okay, this might not be exciting, but looking your best and winning is exciting. That's the whole
yeah,
idea.
bro, trust me.
So,
You walk off stage with one of those fucking things, it feels
hell
way
yeah.
better than eating a fucking donut, bro.
We're getting Josh's this year. I'm confident in that.
Yeah, dude,
So
you guys
we got
started. That looks good.
yeah,
Appreciate you,
he's
bro.
bringing it. What's yours, Josh? So you had the question. We just heard Luke's for
What
sure.
was
What was the most memorable moment as a competitor? So what was yours?
I'm gonna split this into two. One is non-selfish. Watching Colin win his pro card.
Okay, but that's not you as a competitor, though.
No, but like that was one of the coolest experiences because like if I didn't do that show, which I wasn't supposed to at first, I wouldn't have been there in person to see it. And I was already really disappointed at that point because peak week went to shit.
There you go.
No comment. But then like I would say after that, I would say Universe 2025. So the second time I did Universe. So I walked off stage and like I already kind of knew what the judges were going to say, that I was 198 pounds and the guy who won the class was 240.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, I'm the smallest dude in my class. It's just what it's going to be. But the fact that I still was in the top 5 was pretty huge. So
yeah,
that was just, I felt accomplished. I knew I had 26 pounds I could put on my cap, and that was a win for me. So
yeah, we're doing it this year too. All right, I got one. I got a good one, and it kind of is an antagonist to the question that you told us that you're going to ask later on. But this guy asked top things that bodybuilders spend money on, thinking that it's essential, but it's really not. Luke, give me something.
The first thing that jumped to my head was like dumb young kids buying BCAAs. Like everyone thinks BCAAs are like this magic juice you drink and get fucking jacked while you work out. I was one of them, bro.
Me too.
I was one of them. So I was like, fuck yeah, I got BCAAs. I'm gonna look like fucking Phil Heath. No. Nowadays, honestly, I would say like more advanced competitors and stuff, I think people spend an astronomical amount of fucking money on like recovery stuff, like tissue work, obviously, but then like all the like saunas and cold plunges and all this shit. And I'm like, okay, maybe it makes you feel good. Maybe it helps marginally, but for how much money you're fucking spending, bro, just eat, sleep, and like eat, sleep, hydrate, train, and like maybe like foam roll every now and then and get a Theragun or something.
Right.
Like you're fine, you know? Right. I think if you have the money for it and you're raking it in and you're a full-time bodybuilder, then fuck it. But I was just with him. Just because Derek Lunsford's doing it doesn't mean your local NPC, third call out dude should be infrared sauna, fucking cold plunging every day. So I would say that's probably those are the two things.
Josh, what do you got?
I was going to say that like my real thing was just like the people who are really into like the super optimal, like trying to optimize every fucking thing.
The biohackers,
supplement wise, yeah, like supplement wise, and putting sun on their nuts and shit like that. Like just
crazy, bro. Red light on the nutsack.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's more so the expense there will be like your time. You're just wasting your fucking time. It might not be money. Like it's not going to, it's not going to cost you anything to put some sun on your nuts, except for the fact that you just wasted some time putting sun on your nuts.
All right, what about buying something? Give me some that people buy. That's a waste.
I got another one too.
Can I say Young LA and Gymshark?
Close, sure.
Like people are more they're spending more money on the gear and the not actual gear, but their fucking clothes and their wrist wraps and shit than they are on their food or on their training. Like they're spending more time worrying about what their gym fit looks like and their tripod setup than they are about how hard the set actually was.
Bro, there's these skinny guys that have the newest dark sport gym fit every time they train. They got the full on like camera tripod set up to film them Smith press 185, and then they turn around and say that they can't afford a coach.
Even those like Rode microphones that they'll clip on or whatever.
That's a $300 microphone.
Yeah. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Bro, I see these kids that are 160 pounds soaking wet. They got it clipped to a chain or their hat. And it's like, what are you telling us? Like, what is this mic for?
I'm not even listening to your bullshit, bro. The other thing is, another one I want to throw out there too, just because it's going to piss people off, is pharma growth hormone. Waste of
Yes, I
fucking
love
money, man.
it.
I don't
Okay,
fucking care.
hell yeah. That's partially one of my answers. One of the things that I was going to say was you are wasting your money if you are using a low dose of growth hormone. Like if you're
Yeah.
spending money to use 3 IUs a day, your
Yes.
skin is going to look a little better, your nails are going to grow a little faster, and you're not going to be a better bodybuilder. So either save your money or sack up and use 6 or 8. Like
that's the thing. The bare minimum anyone should use if they're trying to improve their visuals or cosmetically or any is 4. And even then, it's like that's going to be marginal. Like it's
yeah,
once you get over 4 is where you actually start to see a difference, in my opinion. And then you get these guys. There's so many bullshitters out there too, like pros, and these guys are like, "Oh, I use 3 to 4 unit." I'm like, bull fucking shit, dude.
right.
Like
So
I know.
all right. So you were 285 pounds on stage.
Yeah,
You used 3 IUs of GH and you never used more than 500 milligrams of test. Got
yeah.
it. Thanks.
Dude,
Thanks.
I know so much shit firsthand. Like there's one
I
guy that's
know.
coming to my head right now who's notorious. He goes online. Oh my, I don't need more than 750 tests, 400 EQ, 4 to 6 units of growth hormone. I know firsthand that motherfucker's taking up to 3 grams of test over grams of other shit and 2 bottles of Serostim a day. I know that because I've seen messages. So like, I already know he's fucking lying, and he's one of the top guys in the sport. And I see it all the time, and I don't understand why this is gonna be a whole nother tangent. So I'm just gonna say this before I go off on it. But like, I hate this new thing of like it's a badge of honor to be like, oh, I only took 500 milligrams of test. But guess what, bro? You got 6th place. So how about you take a gram of test and win the fucking show? Like it's
Yeah.
bodybuilding. Nobody cares what you took when you're on stage. Not a
Bro,
single
nobody
fucking
cares
person.
what you took. Nobody cares how much you bench, what your squat
No,
is, how much you
no,
spend on your squat shoes. Like
exactly.
man, I know you watch the videos sometimes, man. I've been hammering on
Yeah,
this for years. It's amazing to me how many people send me messages and they're like, "Thank you for speaking the truth." I'm like, "Bro,
yeah,
how low is the bar that all I have to
exactly.
do is just be honest?" And people are
Exactly.
like excited to listen to the videos.
Dude,
Like,
I had a kid at the gym tell me the same thing the other day. He was like asking me questions about GH and different drugs, and I was just like, "Well, this is what I do. This is what I've heard. This is what I believe."
sure.
He's like, "Man, you're so cool, man. I didn't know that like other pros and like other big guys like I don't really see that." And I'm like, "Bro, what the fuck is wrong with people?
I know.
Like, is everyone just a
People would rather
pathological
lie.
liar? Like, it's ridiculous."
So I came to the conclusion a couple of years ago that people turn around and preach this whole safer use model bullshit because nobody wants to get sued for telling people to do shit. The thing is, no one told you to do anything. You're taking the risk as soon as you turn around and put a needle up to you. So if you decide that that's the route you want to go down, that's the route you want to go down. Nobody told you to do that shit, and nobody forced that needle into you unless it's a COVID stick.
And no one is going to have any type of liability legally. Like, even, unless you're an idiot and the way that you word things in an email to a client is like just horribly done. I took this from Chris Tuttle. For the most part, I'll say I recommend, or I
Yeah,
think you should do this, or
I
if you're
always put like
comfortable with it, I think you should do this. I'm not
I always
telling
put the
you or
disclaimer.
subscribing.
I always put a disclaimer in my plans, like you're taking this at your own risk, and then like
Yeah,
under whatever it's like, I put like suggested protocol.
that's it.
It's never like take this shit or you're fired. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. I'm not going to work with you. No, but
Yeah,
the drugs are crazy to me, man. Like it's like, especially when I hear the guys from the 90s, and I'm a huge fan. I'm not trying to be controversial or like tear anybody down. And I'm not even going to say any names. But
yeah,
it's incredible to me that the guys that are from what is regarded by many as the best era in the history of bodybuilding, the most
yeah,
extreme, ridiculous endeavor that you're ever going to be part of, none of them took more than 700 milligrams. Half of them never took growth hormone. Half of them never took diuretics. Like, it's like, so fuck all of us then, right? Like, what do you mean? Why would you not tell us the truth? Like,
dude.
it's,
I honestly think nowadays is the most health conscious it's
yeah,
ever been, bro.
yeah,
I mean, like even when I first started, and even a lot of the pros now, like when they were young coming up, dude, blood work wasn't even like a thing, really.
it wasn't. That
It
I
was
had
like
no idea about blood pressure.
you just cycle and then you take some time off and then you get on another cycle and then you take a couple weeks off and then you just keep
Yeah,
going.
that's
Like
it.
there's no like fucking echoes and health supplements and now we got peptides and none of that
Calcium
shit. It was
scores,
just
bro. I didn't know
yeah,
anything about that. I didn't know
nobody
anything
did. That's
about
all
that.
in the last like 5 to 7, maybe 10 years.
Bro, I
Like,
can remember being on like maybe my second or third cycle, and I ran test, tren, and anadrol together. And I can remember getting a nosebleed in the gym and it feeling
yeah,
like I couldn't make a fist because now that
yeah,
I think back, my blood pressure was so high. Bro,
yeah,
I was so fired up that my nose was
yeah,
bleeding in the gym. I'm like, this shit is working.
yeah. Dude, that used to be like the trademark of like, yeah, I'm a savage. Like,
Yeah, hell
like
yeah.
train your ass off, bleed from your nose, and you're fucking a bodybuilder, bro.
That's it.
Fucking
That's it. And then now it's
yeah.
like, dude, everyone is super super health conscious, and it's wild though, man. Because again, I'm not gonna say names, but like some of the people that have brought all of the safer use and health stuff to the forefront and pitch it the hardest are actually the guys that have the worst health history out of anybody.
I'll
Um,
s- I'll, I'll say this too to piggyback off that. There's someone I'm not going to say names again, but he's no longer with us, who was very similar. And trying to say this without saying names, but I had a friend who knew him who told me at before he passed away, like he promotes health this, health that, but he was like, watch out for him because I know his blood work is garbage and he doesn't fucking care. That's the thing too, bro. And he ended up, dying of a heart attack. That's the thing too, is a lot of these guys, they also lie about getting their bloods done. They lie about how
yeah,
good their bloods are. There's so much dishonesty in this fucking industry. It's wild, bro.
yep,
It's
yep.
wild. So just take for
Um,
people listening and shit, like take everything with a grain of salt that you hear
yeah.
from your favorite fucking bodybuilder. So
Um, let's move on. Did you, Luke? Did you get questions? You got a couple of
yeah, let me
questions?
post some right here.
We're about to get all the DMs once this goes out. People are gonna be DM us. Yo, who was that? Yo, tell me who that was.
Yeah, I
I
know.
want to ask him who it was.
All right. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. What's your thoughts on blood work? How often should it be done? What markers are most important? And if blood work comes back perfect, is there necessarily a need to really take time off?
Oh
That
man,
last question, I swear we get every week.
yeah,
Nobody
it's
wants to
it's
come off.
nobody wants to come off, which I get. Especially if you got a lot of
Well,
Yes.
momentum, and then if you got a lot of momentum, you feel like you're building a ton of muscle, you're enjoying the process, and then your labs are good on top of it, man. You feel like you got the golden ticket. Like I've been there.
Yeah.
I did my post show rebound. I did a longer rebound than I've ever done. And I got my labs back, and I'm like, Compton, look at this, dude. I'm never coming off. He's like, you're coming
Yeah.
off or
I
coming
had the
down,
same
right?
conversation with Blue because I'm at the tail end of mine. I'm like 6.5 weeks in. I'm probably got another week or so before I come off.
Yeah.
Um, and I was on the phone with him and I was like, "Can I just check my bloods and if they're good, we just stay on?" He's like, "No, you're coming off."
Yeah.
I was like, "Come on, I feel like they'll be good." He's like, "You're coming off." He's like, "You've been on since fucking June or May or whenever I started prep." He's like, "You're coming off drugs, bro." I was like, "Fuck." All right.
And the reason is that those old school guys, dude, the guys that have all the experience know that at some point you need that down period because it kind of creates a rebound effect. Like, the science
Yeah.
says that the androgen receptor, never down regulates and only up regulates. But Compton told me point blank, I know what the science says, but I've been doing this at a high level for a long time. Every single person that I've helped has done it like this. And once they go back on, dude, it propels them forward again. I'm like, all right, cool. That's all I
Yeah.
needed to
Well, it's
like,
kind of
that's
that.
all I
It's
needed.
kind of that. It's kind of that same principle. Like it's a point of like diminishing returns. Like you can only continue to progress and move things up so high, right? So like
Yep.
for example, with training, like you're only going to be able to get so strong. So like
Yes.
like let's say like right now my rebound, I'm on like pretty moderate doses, like nothing crazy. So let's say like my blower came back good, and I'm like, all right, let's step on the gas a little. Like the gas now to step on the gas, I'm already at like 1,100, 1,200 milligrams total. So now I
Right.
gotta bumping it more. And
Right.
now I'm starting at 15, 1600 milligrams instead of starting at 11 or 12. You see what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
taking that time to kind of come back and mentally too, it can be a good mental reset. Like when you start a cycle coming out of a cruise, you're like fired up. You're like, let's
Dude, you're
fucking go.
stoked, dude. You're so
You know
excited
what I
for
mean?
every aspect of the process. You're
Yeah.
excited to do your cardio in the morning. You're excited to eat your meals. Like,
That first training session after your first shot, the
oh yeah.
placebo is crazy. You're
Oh,
already
it's,
like,
you're bigger
oh
already,
fuck,
dude.
you gassing it, bro. Like
Yeah.
I was
you
gonna
just
say
feel
that
like you're
pump
10
is
pounds bigger.
nasty.
Yeah.
No, but it's a fair question. We've all been there. And like even, I did the same thing. My bloods were awesome and I posted them, for anyone that wants to
Yeah.
see on the YouTube. I posted both sets of them. And I still wanted to come down. And so one of the things that I did too to kind of like keep me excited about that next upcoming process is I took like a month off caffeine. I'm like in my mind, I'm like saving pre-workout and all that shit for when I come back on.
Interesting.
Um,
How do
but
you feel?
dude, for the first like probably 8 days, I felt like ass.
Yeah, I would feel like shit.
Like I was not excited to go to the gym, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like because it's part of my rich. I love like slamming some pre-workout, and then it's like
Same,
that's
same.
time to
I've
go. It's
tried.
time to go.
That's why I asked because I've tried that before, and I'm pretty insensitive to caffeine, to stimulants in general. I'm pretty insensitive. Like I don't get like cracked out or wired up, but like you said, it's a ritual thing. It's like I drink my pre-workout, and then there's a switch mentally that's like, all right, time for the gym, right?
That I get the music
Um,
going, dude. It's like I start to feel
yeah,
it as I'm on my way to the gym. I'm like, oh, it's on now.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, I
Um,
don't know if I'd be able to do that, but good for you.
no, I'm glad that I did, honestly, because it's like once I'm there, once I get to the gym and I get the training going, I'm like, all right, I'm here. Like let me let it
Yeah,
rip. And I used some little tricks. Like I took some Clen during my cruise to kind of clean up a little bit, and that kind of gives you a little boost. I took Yohimbine pre-workout a couple times because it's just like a different
yeah,
receptor. But back to the question, I think like you talked about, we've talked about it. Josh and I have talked about it. I think at some point, even if your blood work is awesome, you are going to run into a bottleneck, whether it's
Yeah.
digestion, whether it's like the mental side of the appetite where you just can't look at your food anymore, whether it's training recovery and your elbows and your knees are fucked. At some
scar
point,
tissue.
all of it, dude. You're sick of pinning. There's points where I've ended cycles because I'm like, I am so sick of loading this fucking barrel every day. I'm not doing it again. Um,
Exactly.
so it's like, one way or another, even if your labs are good, your blood pressure might be high, your blood sugar might get high, you might get soft.
Yeah.
Um, labs, there's a whole list that I send, and I'll just rattle it off if people want to hear it, if it helps. I think you should be checking your thyroid, glucose, um, iron panel, depending for men. I think an iron panel is important because it's likely that you're high. C-reactive protein, cortisol, H1 or hemoglobin H1C, E2, CBC, lipid panel, CMP, obviously free and total test. It depends though, because like I got labs pulled this morning actually. Hold on, I have a ton of feedback. Maybe one of you guys mute while I'm going off.
Hold on. Let me tell me if it's me. Whoa.
Um,
Both muted.
no, it's you, Luke, because Josh is muted. All right. So I got labs pulled this morning. My cholesterol is always on point or even low. And this was before I ever even ran retatrutide. So at this point, I handpicked my labs and I got them pulled this morning and I'm paying per the test. I'm like, leave the cholesterol off. I don't need to see that my total cholesterol is 90 again for the fifth time in a row. Like I'll save the $70. But in general, I think those are some of the numbers that can help. Josh, what is your experience with this? Like when I know that you probably have not been quite as aggressive as us, but when you're helping people, like, do you have people that ask you like, man, do we have to come off? How do you explain it to them?
So like when it came for the better part of my coaching, I haven't really had competitors. So if somebody was on, I always kept them lower dose and just tried to milk the training, the food, and see how much we can get out of it. The more recent people who I've pushed it a little bit with, they're normally fine with coming off, and it's just because like how I titrated up over the longer period of time. It's like we're on a cycle for 16 weeks. They're only at peak dose for 6 weeks. By that point, they're tired of pinning.
Yeah.
That's generally the I haven't really had people want to come off, but like from what my experience is looking at a blood work and something to teach everyone else, I guess, is that when you look at blood work, the things at the top on the front page are the things that are going to kill you faster. So
Yeah.
it's ranked in order of what will kill you first. That's why test is normally page like 4.
Right. It's the
Like
last
you're not
thing.
going to die from low testosterone. You're not going to die from low testosterone. But so when it's like, oh, what are the most important factors to look at? Look at the first fucking thing on there. If it's out of range, maybe, just maybe, we have some work to do.
Yeah.
If you're in good range all the way up to where cholesterol comes in, it's like, hey, you know what, you're most likely gonna be okay here.
I will add ApoB is a big one to check for enhanced bodybuilders.
I was gonna add that. Yeah, I like ApoB for sure.
That kind of gives you a better idea because your triglycerides and cholesterol could be good, and that is going to kind of give you the real story. That, and then of course, I think once a year guys should be doing an echocardiogram. I think once every 2 years, like if you're really gassing it and you're pursuing competitive bodybuilding, I think once every 2 years a calcium score is good. You don't necessarily need to go yearly because there is a fair amount of radiation that you get exposed to. So if it's good, if you go and it's 0, you don't need to go a year from now because you know already up to this point what you're doing hasn't caused an issue. So just some thoughts there, but good question, really good question. I got one. I got a couple actually. What do you guys think of ERS using SEO, and have you ever used it yourself? So I'm asking this, but is this something that like did he admit to using SEO, or are people just assuming that he?
I
think they're
don't know.
assuming he did
I
it on.
saw a video of people going off about how he used SEO. I don't know if he came out and said it. Um, this is a very
Oh,
this topic for me is very, what's the word? Not touchy, but like, dude, I'm just gonna be honest. Very high percentage of high level competitors use SEO.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's so
It's just a fact.
unspoken.
It's because the reason I think it's unspoken is because judges don't necessarily condone it. And at that level, I mean, I mean, even like PEDs used to not be spoken about.
I know.
Like they used to even be hush hush when it's like, okay, it's blatantly obvious we're all fucking juiced. You know what I mean?
Right.
But even they wouldn't speak about them then because they didn't want to like promote that. But now it's a little more mainstream. I think what people think SEO is, I think it's very falsely, or it's just misunderstood. Um, I think people think it's like fake muscle when that's just not really what it is. Um, I'll just say that a lot of these guys, and I can once again have proof, are using this pretty regularly. So if he used it in his arms, he's just one of the fucking 700 other dudes that's using it. So I don't have a
I've used it
problem with it personally.
myself. I used it this year
Yeah,
for the first time, and it
yeah,
works.
yeah. And honestly, dude, eh, with the like when you're talking about health stuff, I'd you can build a good physique off SEO, GH, and insulin in minimal gear and be way healthier.
Yeah.
But people don't have a problem with taking 5, 6, 700 milligrams of tren. But if you put a fucking needle in your arm, they're like, "What the fuck? That's fucking cheat." Like, I don't know where the moral line is or some shit.
Bro,
I mean, you
people are
can load
taking
yourself up with
DNP.
SEO.
Like,
Yeah, load yourself up with SEO and don't go to the gym. See what kind of physique you have. You
yeah.
still, you still got to
I
go train and build that muscle, bro. Like, you still
so
got to
I
go
think
do it.
that's where it all comes from. Is that dude who used to just shoot the shit into his arms, and his
There's
arms
two
were
guys that I
swollen and
think of.
puffy.
There's like a white Russian dude, and then there's like kind of like a brown Brazilian guy, and they look preposterous.
Yeah, and I think that's what everyone just sits there and says, like, oh, that's what SEOs are. It's like, no, that's 90% of people who are on SEOs aren't going to look like that. And then I almost positive the thing with Earth was like somebody was accusing he put in his bicep and he turned around, he flexed his arm, and he was like, an SEO bicep doesn't split like that.
Well, there you go.
Like,
I mean, the thing is, when you put on 50 pounds of muscle tissue in 1 year, your arms are going to be bigger. Yeah, of course, everything's going to be bigger.
yeah. And then
I don't
like,
see a
we have
problem with
people
it
who are very obviously using it.
I don't have a problem with it either, because guess what? If you do it and abuse it or fuck it up, you're only hurting yourself.
Yeah, and you get exactly. They're gonna know.
They're gonna know. And then if you use it and it looks great,
that's
good
what
for
I
you.
always say. That's what I always say about bodybuilding, which is one of the coolest things about the sport, is there's no fucking rules. That's
There's
the
no
same thing
rules,
like I
baby.
just said. The same thing like I just said about these people that are like, they wear that 500 milligrams of test like a badge of honor. It's like, dude, nobody fucking cares. Like,
Right.
do whatever you want to do, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you blah 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 blah. However bad you want to win and be a good bodybuilder, do whatever you feel like. But all that matters is what you look like on that day.
That's it.
Your physique could be completely built off SEO, but if it looks good, you're going to win. Doesn't fucking
Then
matter.
it's, I
Or
mean, like
just win.
I've gotten the comments too, because I'm not, for example, I'm not at the level that you're at, Luke, right? And people will leave me messages sometimes when I put out this honest information. They're like, this is too much gear. You don't have the genetics for this. And it's like, too much gear says who?
Yeah.
Like, you're right. I
Bro.
don't have the genetics to respond to 500 milligrams of test. That's why I'm using this much.
Yeah. I say it all the time. I say, like, there's this, I know this sounds very stupid and obvious, but like, you take what you have to take, right?
That's it.
Like, if you can build a pro level physique on 500 milligrams of test, yeah, bro, take it.
Sick.
Great
Yeah,
for you.
good for you.
And most people aren't 250 plus on stage on 500 milligrams of fucking testosterone. I promise you that.
I know.
I promise you that. It's
There's
one in a
probably like
million.
5
So,
people ever that I can think of that
exactly.
probably,
It's
like,
literally like
when
one in a
Samson
million.
tells me that he doesn't take tren and that he's pretty modest, I believe him.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Same
a guy
thing.
like that, I believe him. And then when
Yeah.
I hear, you know, if, for example, Dexter Jackson says he's never really had to step on the gas, I believe him. He did it for 30 years.
I had a long conversation with Patrick Moore at the gym the other day, and he was telling me he's barely, he's baby dosing it, and he's somebody I'd believe too. I mean, the
I
guy,
believe it.
he was a boxer and he looked fucking ridiculous without even bodybuilding training at like 30 years old. You know what I mean? So
Bro,
he
this is what
really
I said
hasn't.
on some of these videos. Like, the guys, there are genetic freaks that give you the answer before they ever get into bodybuilding. Like, the guys that look like competitive bodybuilders before they ever have lifted weights, those are the guys. Phil Heath, when he says he won the USA's on an AMPA test and an AMPA dude, I believe that motherfucker. Because if
But
you
then
saw him
even
on a
still,
basketball court, man,
yes, 100%. But even that's why I say this. Even Phil, even though he started there, when he was winning Olympias,
no, he was letting
1,500
it rip,
milligrams
I'm
of test.
sure. Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, his
I was
cruise is
just
300
about
to
to say
400 milligrams
Keanu.
of test.
I believe it.
You know what I'm saying? So like, people like at the open bodybuilding level, like, dude, look, you can stay on 5, 6, 700 milligrams of test all you fucking want. You'll stay small.
We've been asked, like, you know, what do you think is a better route for me to make gains over the course of a year? If I spend the whole year on 700 megs or if I blast and cruise? And to me, it's no doubt you're going to have blast periods.
Yeah. Yeah. 100% agree.
Yeah, a perfect example is like Keon, right? Keon came out, he was natural when he won his pro karting classic physique. Look at the 5 year difference between what Keon looks like then and now, and tell me that he's not blasting gear. I don't care if he, and also the term blasting gear is relative to the person at the end of the day.
Right.
Joe's baseline of like a TRT dose might be 250 milligrams of test. Luke's might be 150. Mine could be 200.
Mine's hell of a lot more than that, brother.
I was lowballing them, but like realistically, like that difference. If you're someone who can get away with the TRT dose, the high normal of 150, versus somebody who's at a high normal with 300, that person who's 300, it's going to look like they're blasting all the time. Person on 150 might be able to get away with 500.
Luke, do me a favor. I don't want you to have to mute and go back and forth. Just turn down your volume so we aren't so loud.
That's what it is. Hold up.
Because I feel like I hear myself screaming at me.
That's all right, hold on. I'm gonna mute while I figure this out. You guys talk.
All right, all right. No, it's a good point though, dude. Keon's a good example too, because, and the thing is, like, these guys will be like, "Oh, this is too much gear. You don't have the genetics." It's like, motherfucker, I know I don't have the same level of genetics as these guys. That's why I'm taking this much shit. Like Keon looked like a competitive bodybuilder, natural before he ever lifted weights. And okay, so then he won a classic physique pro card. And the difference is when he went on gear, it brought him to a level that he's talked about as one of the best bodybuilders on planet Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, back to the SEO thing. I am kind of surprised. Urz's arms were noticeably improved, but I didn't, as someone that's used it, and I feel like I have a pretty decent eye. If he is doing it, he has someone that really knows how to do it, because I would have never guessed. It just looked like his arms were bigger in relation to everything else. His quads looked bigger, his back looked bigger. All right, Josh, you got one?
Yeah, I'll go with the big one. So
Oh yeah.
if you could, or it's the holidays. So what would you put on your Christmas list to help you with bodybuilding?
This is a good question. And I've been bodybuilding for so long that I was making a Christmas list for my parents back when I first started. And so I have a couple things. Like if you are making a list, or you get to ask your parents or your wife or whoever for a couple things and you want them to enhance your bodybuilding, I would say almost everyone that I see a lot of training footage. I see a lot of physiques. Almost everyone, I think, could benefit from having a heel elevated pair of squat shoes. And this is a great time of year to ask for them. It is a little bit of a more pricey thing. It's not something that you're just going to go out on a whim and buy. It's not something that you, on a random Wednesday, you can just ask your mother or your girlfriend to buy you a pair of $200 squat shoes. But it's that time of the year. If they're asking for something, that's a great thing that absolutely will enhance your training and it will enhance your physique because of it. Another one would be, especially if you're like a younger, even if you're not just a younger guy, but in my mind, I'm like, all right, who is still asking their parents for a list of items? It's like younger dudes. I would ask your parents from a reputable company. I would ask them to get like whatever the biggest serving protein jug that they have. Like some companies offer like a 10 or 15 pound bag of whey isolate. Ask them for that from a reputable company. That will last you half the year. Um, and then the last thing that I would say would be a gift card to the local grocery store, because your food is more important than anything. So if you can get $150 or $200 gift card to ShopRite or Publix or whatever, man, that might be for a younger, earlier age bodybuilding guy, that might be 2 or 3 weeks of food. So that was what came to mind for me. What do you got, Luke?
First of all, is my audio better?
Way better.
Yeah.
Okay. The only other thing you kind of took the squat shoes kind of ties into what I was just going to say is like gym equipment, knee sleeves, a good insert belt, stuff like that. Um, the only other thing that jumped to my head, which I kind of touched on before, is maybe something like a Theragun
Mm,
or just some kind of stuff that's like, like you said, you don't need it. It's a little pricier. You're not going to get it on a random Wednesday, but it can help. So it's
yep.
nice to have,
Right.
like a good time of year to kind of ask for shit like that. Um, Off the top of my head, other than like good solid gym equipment, like bulk supplements, like you said, like a
Yes.
big 10-pound thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Or
I mean,
health supplements. It's a
nowadays,
great time
all these,
because
yeah,
people view
yeah,
health supplements almost as a extra expense or whatever. And it's like,
yeah,
man, if you're running some gear, yeah, ask for those 4 or 5
or
supplements that you've been neglecting.
even nowadays, like Josh knows all about this game, but like the flavored cream of rices and shit, bro. If you want to stock up on that because they're pricey, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's a good thing to
Oh,
ask.
I
So
know
like,
too. I'm just not putting it on Instagram.
yeah,
I was gonna say
yeah,
me and Luke got a competition going. Luke can't
yeah,
he
we
can't
going back
keep up
and
though.
forth. Uh,
But
but yeah,
No,
that
that's a
kind of
great
stuff.
idea too, because that is like a
Yeah,
luxury item.
yeah.
But that's what a great gift is. It's almost I have always felt like a great gift is something that is almost above what the person would buy for themselves. Like I'm going to love that cream of rice, but it's probably not something I'm going to buy I'm not going to spend the money on that as a regular
It's something
thing.
you want, but like you can't really justify spending if you don't have to.
Exactly.
You know,
what do you got, Josh?
I narrowed mine down because I kind of had I got to sit on the question a little bit longer than you guys. I said a year gym membership,
Awesome.
A good pillow. Because sleep is so important.
Crazy
Maybe
underrated one, dude.
Like
that's a good
a
one.
sound machine on Amazon is $20, right? Like if you can turn around and you can eliminate outside noise to be able to sleep better, that's going to make you a way better bodybuilder.
Dude, pillow is
and
an
then
excellent one for big guys.
Yeah, that's a good one, bro.
I did say I originally said like a CPAP if you needed one, but like that would I feel like that's less of a Christmas gift and more of like, oh shit, I need this.
Oh shit, I might die if I don't get this.
Yeah. And then I had the one more would be if you're up here is like maybe a tanning salon membership.
Yeah.
Like in the Northeast where I'm at, it's not Tampa.
Right.
I might be. I'm not the darkest person on this podcast, and I'm the only one who has descendants or ancestry from Africa. So obviously, there's a problem here. I can't go a single episode without making it racist. Huh? Jesus.
No.
But legitimately, like,
no, that's a great one though, especially if you want to be.
Headphones.
Especially if you want to be competitive. Headphones are awesome too. But if you know this upcoming year, you're going to want to get on stage, dude, a real deal tanning salon membership is a killer gift. All right.
Mom, when you watch this, you got the goods now.
All right. Everyone always asks me about drugs and everyone loves talking drugs. Most overrated and most underrated PEDs and peptides. Luke, give me an overrated one.
Overrated one? Bro, it's okay. This is a hard question because everyone reacts differently to things. So like what I might say, someone else might not agree with.
No, but your experience, like what you felt was overrated. It doesn't have to be for everybody.
I have never gotten shit from EQ.
No shit.
I've taken it like 2 to 3 times. And honestly, I haven't taken it in years, so I am tempted to try it again because I just am.
We love it on this show, dude.
Yeah, just to kind of see if something's changed because I've basically just run the same cycle over and over again. So, and now that like Master On is like impossible to get, I'm kind of like, let me just fuck around and see. I'll take the dose out. Maybe that was the problem or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
because I never really took it very high because I haven't taken it, like I said, in years. So I don't think I ever went over 400 or 500 milligrams. But I never felt like I was on cycle. Like I don't know.
Man, I'll send you my source after this. I feel like the things that I'm hearing are the opposite of how I feel when I'm on EQ.
Well, that's
what
I'm saying. That's why I didn't want to say. That's why I didn't want to say EQ because most people.
No, it's fair.
I'll say that's like a personal thing. But I put clients on it. I think it's a good drug, and it works for most people. Like majority of people I talk to love it. I personally, I just don't know. I've always just been like test MPP master on. Like that's been my like off season cycle. Works well for me. I react well to Nandrolone, so like it works. The only other drug I would probably say, I feel like I love it though. I love Primo, but I feel like it became way overrated. Where like, dude, it's so mild. You have to take so much of it. It's so expensive. All of a sudden you're shooting fucking 6 cc's a fucking year with the, like it's like it's like it's a great drug and everything, but like it's something like if I've got a 40-50-year-old client who's like TRT in it and wants to put a little extra on top, I'll throw in
a little spice on top of it. Yeah, hell yeah.
Maybe 50 milligrams of Anavar on a training day or something like that. But like you're not building pro level muscularity on test Primo and Anavar.
No.
So
I'm with you. That was going to be my overrated answer was Primo. When I think about it, and again, this is just I'm all ears when you tell me that EQ hasn't been it for you. I want to hear your individual experience.
Yeah.
That's because
that's very individual. With
it just
clients and
becomes an
friends,
echo chamber if we all just say that everything, if all the same shit is great. I feel that what you said about Primobolan, man, I've spent $150, $180 a bottle on Primobolan, and you're using a bottle a week to get anything out of it. It hurts like a motherfucker because you're using fucking 10 cc. You're putting a 1.5 a day. I do daily shots and I still need to do 1.5 a day.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm 8 weeks into it. I've damn near needed to take out a loan to cover this Primo cost. And I'm like, when is it going to feel like I'm on? When is it going to look like I'm on? I still feel like I'm on a cruise. So to me, like Josh mentioned, it's highly faked at this point. I don't think that any source right now is producing legitimate Primobolan.
Right now, definitely not.
So if you're paying for Primobolan, good luck, because I think you're getting ripped off. You're wasting a bunch of money. You're putting God knows what oil in you. So for me, the overrated PD is definitely going to be Primobolan.
Throw Pharma Growth in there too. Fuck it.
Well, Pharma Growth is the obvious one because it's like we can get the same thing for 1/10 of the price.
Yeah, literally.
And it does the same thing. Like that shit better make me 10 times bigger, and it doesn't. So,
I know, bro.
Peptide wise, so I've run the gauntlet of all the peptides. I think in general, I think they're all much more valuable in a fat loss phase. I'll say that. They're all much more noticeable and they're all much more valuable when you're trying to burn fat and still feel cognitively and physically good. I think a lot of them shine and a lot of them are awesome in that regard.
Well, I'm curious to see, because I don't really have an answer, because I'm kind of testing some different stuff myself and like trying to fit. It's also new. What I'm really curious about is, I think you're 100% right as far as like the visuals. It makes way more sense in fat loss phase. But some of these drugs like SS31, even retatrutide,
health wise,
I'm curious to see what they do to my bloods.
Yeah,
that's what I'm.
You're gonna be blown away, dude. It's because those shine so much in the off season for that purpose. And specifically, if people ever previously had issues at that, like my kidney function and my cholesterol has always been good. But when I pushed either high growth or high food, my blood sugar usually got whacked. I was on a lot of food and a fuck ton of GH post show this year. And I was on a very low dose. I was on like 1.5 milligrams of retatrutide a week, no insulin. And I'm waking up in the middle of the night, hypo. I'm hypo at the gym, like as if I was on a fuck ton of insulin, dude. Yeah.
It was
unbelievable.
You think Retta was the one
100%. 100%. Because I've never been that type of responder. I've never been one of these people that just rip through food. I've never once experienced a hypo without insulin. Like, you know how you hear people that when they're in prep or whatever, they say, man, I was hypo on the stairs this morning or whatever. That's never been me, ever, ever.
Really?
Dude, I was running, 6,500 calories, almost 1,000 grams of carbs a day. 20, I use a GH as a single shot before bed. And I'd wake up in the middle of the night, 4:00 in the morning, pouring sweat. And I look at the thing and it's 58. You did a
bolus before bed?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Bro, I would wake up and it was 58.
What?
Bro, I passed out one night. I was pissing. I was in the middle of the night. I'm pissing. And then the next thing I know, I woke up and I'm sitting and I'm at eye level with the toilet because I had fallen. Bro, I had ripped the shower. I had like reached for something falling and I grabbed the shower curtain and ripped it down. My girl comes running out. She's like, what is going on?
Oh, shit.
And I just didn't remember any of it.
That one.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't whack my head on the fucking toilet or something. But not to cut you off, but for that purpose, dude, the retatrutide, if you can dial in your dose that you don't feel it appetite wise, it is going to unlock bodybuilding for a lot of people.
Dude, I think I'm going to take my shit up because I'm doing a milligram twice a week, bro. I'm doing more than you did.
Yeah.
I'm doing a milligram twice a week. I'm on like, I don't know my total calories, but somewhere around like 875 grams of carbs.
Yeah.
Dude, I am ravenous.
Yeah. So then you're in a great spot. Leave it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, bro, I'm
Yeah,
still hungry on 2
interesting.
milligrams, and that's how
Yeah,
it should be. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want my appetite new. Um, yeah, personally, we went from 1 milligram to 2 milligrams, and that was like my sweet spot. It never affected my appetite. All of a sudden, my blood sugar just started coming down, and that's what I've
That
stayed at
you
ever
got
since.
visually tighter too from that
Yeah,
difference.
I was gonna say, I remember actually looking at my waist. It was like 3 weeks, and my waist came in at minimum an inch and a half. It was
It was
actually
like
kind of
your
wild.
lower back, I noticed it. And then also you do that like twisting like the front side tricep where you flex your oblique. And that all of a sudden just had a totally different look to it. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit. Okay, this shit's nice. To go back though, so
So
I think off season wise, and it's hard to say it's underrated because everyone's talking about it, but the Retatrutide, dude, I'm not trying to sell it or anything. It's incredible. Um, Overrated, I would say I tried D-SIP. It's like Delta sleep inducing peptide,
yeah. The
and
deep is listen. Yeah,
it was dick. I got zero
yeah,
from it.
that's
And then
wild.
I tried C Max, which is like the Russian super soldier juice. It's supposed to make you
yeah.
super cognitively aware and focused and all this shit. I eventually worked up to a fuck ton compared to what people are taking, and I didn't notice a damn thing. Now,
Joe,
again,
did you
I
ever
think
smoke
that
cigarettes
yeah,
or do nicotine?
or not consistently, but I've had periods that I did. I vaped
Did you ever
pretty heavily through a prep one time. I did nicotine gum through a prep one time.
did you get cognitive
Wait, let me
benefits
ask
off of
you
that?
for what
Hold
was
on,
that,
what's that?
Josh?
Did you get any cognitive benefits off of that? Because CNX is the derivative of nicotine.
I did. So what I was going to say, I tried the CMAX in a surplus. And like I was saying, I think had I tried it in a deficit, I think I would notice something. Same thing with the nicotine. I've only ever done that as a consistent part of my routine in prep.
Yeah.
Like Mot C, I felt like Mot C made it so that I didn't feel like I was in a diet until I was 2 weeks out or 3 weeks out. I use
Really?
Mot C in the off season and I don't notice it. It helps with my blood sugar, but I don't notice a damn thing.
Well, dude, it's kind of like that with everything almost. Like with
Yeah.
like even like caffeine and like just like
Yeah.
simple shit. Like when you're like that depleted and just
Yeah.
that sensitive to any nutrient or whatever you want to call it that you fucking
Right.
take in your body, like you'll notice like you have an extra couple grams of carbs and you notice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like I feel like it's just you're so
Now you
sensitive in
put
that
in
state.
25 milligrams of an oral or something, all of a sudden you're like, man,
Yeah,
I'm dry. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. But I want to ask you selfishly because you've kind of done, like you said, the gauntlet. If you had to pick three peptides for a prep and three peptides for an off season, what would they be?
It would be the same three. I would do Retta, Slew, and Motzi.
Those three.
Well, if we're not counting GH, right? You're talking about like the new.
No, not fuck
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
not count GH. I'm
GH
talking
is
like the
I was
new
permanent.
gonna say
age.
that's why my face did
Yeah,
that. I was
everyone
like,
Those are
GH
what
is
the fuck?
just
those three are the meat and potatoes of it all. And I
What
again
about
for
SS31? Where would you
so I used it on this prep and I got bloods pulled, or sorry, I used it on this cruise only, and I got my bloods drawn this morning. So I'll follow up and I'm gonna post them and do a video about it and stuff.
Yeah,
But from my understanding and in terms of what they do and how you should cycle them, I used Mot C all through my prep and all through my rebound. And then when I started my cruise, I took the Mot C out and basically replaced it with SS31. So instead of like kind of hyper driving the mitochondria, the SS31 came in to basically repair them. And besides that, this SS31 was just approved, FDA approved for kidney disease, where you're seeing like EGFR and all these kidney
dude, it's like
function markers.
reversing. It's like
Yes.
reversing, which is
Yeah.
insane.
Insane, right? Yeah. I had a
Well,
client that had previously used anabolics, had come off and dieted to like he knew he wanted to hire me. He knows I like to get guys lean before they grow. He dieted himself and got labs. And even while off, like off, his kidney function started like as a trend 3 or 4 times in a row, just got worse. I'm like, dude, we're gonna put SS31 in. And 3 weeks later, it was like over 100.
that's crazy. What do you dose?
Yeah.
So all three of those, the SS31, the Mod C, because this is where it gets interesting, right? Because like obviously there's a lot with like the slew dosing is like
It's all over the
people are
map,
taking.
dude.
Yeah, you got people like a lot of these peptides are dosed like 500 micrograms, but then you got people taking like 100 milligrams a day.
Yes.
Like
So I've done
it's I
both.
don't
I've
even.
done both. For the prep, I started at 500 micrograms of a brand that shall remain nameless. Didn't notice shit. And I'm like, man, this does not line up with everything. I'm hearing reputable guys, Andrew Barry, different guys say, man, this makes a difference. And I didn't get shit. So I sent 3 tablets off of this brand to get tested, comes back nothing. I'm like, damn. So then I get linked up with BioLongevity. I start with 500 micrograms immediately. Crazy cognition, crazy sweating, like as if I'm on clen, but I'm not. No issue sleeping. I slowly worked that up throughout the prep, but it was never, I got up to at most 3 milligrams in prep, right? And every
That's
time,
kind of where I feel like, yeah,
every time I made an increase, there was return on the increase. Like when I went from 500 micrograms to 1 milligram, split twice a day, I'm like, damn, I noticed this again. And then I go to 2 milligrams. I'm like, fuck, I'm definitely getting leaner. Like,
you like
so
to split it. You like to split it AM PM.
I tried it pre-bed or later in the day a couple times, and I found it stimulatory to prevent me from sleeping. So what
Yeah,
I
that's what I
do,
would think. That's why I asked. Yeah.
so I was taking it fasted, and then about 5 hours later, I would take it with my pre-workout meal. So I would wake up at
Okay.
say 5 in the morning, take all my lipolytics, do cardio, do a walk, have 2 meals, and then say around 10, have that second meal, and then go train.
Okay. I like that. Yeah. And then
So
what about your MOTS-C and SS31 dosing?
So SS31, I did 2 milligrams a day.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard like one
And
to two. Yeah.
yeah, so I did 2. I wanted to make sure that I was doing enough to see a return like on the labs. But even so, people have said that they take 2 milligrams of SS31 and feel like they're ready to run through a wall. I'm just not getting that.
Yeah, I felt like a super soldier on 1 milligram Moxie, 1 milligram of
So that's what I
SS31.
was going
I
to
think I
say.
told you I felt like I was on adrenaline without the
Yeah,
crash of the speed.
yeah. With the Motzi, the entire prep, I ran 1 milligram a day. And once that went in, it felt like it fucking time channeled me back into the off season in terms of how I felt and how I was in terms of like my mood, my like cognition, everything, dude. It was like I can remember being 5 weeks out. You guys seeing pictures. You were two of the few guys that I would send pictures to. And I remember talking to you, Luke. I've sent you pictures at 5 weeks out, and you're like, yeah, you're pretty much ready. And I can remember that day talking to Kelsey, my fiance, and I'm like, this is bizarre to me because I don't even feel like I'm dieting.
Yeah.
So
Dude, that's crazy. This stuff. It's so interesting, bro. I mean, honestly, the I'm not much. I usually steer away from shit like this
me too.
when we're the guinea pigs because we're
I
literally the
know.
guinea pigs right now. Like that's why I'm asking questions about dosing is because nobody fucking knows.
I know nobody knows. So
Nobody
let me
knows.
tell you this. So on this cruise, I like to use a cruise almost as a time to, without removing too much food or doing too much cardio, as an opportunity to clean up and almost set up another rebound once
You
I
know,
start
body
the
fat.
cycle.
Yeah.
So I just use drugs. That's a long way of saying
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
use right. So I'm
Yeah.
using Clen and I use high dose slew, and
Yeah.
it's tough to tell because I'm using both. My food is a little bit lower. I didn't change my output at all. I haven't done cardio since 5 or 6 weeks out before the show, like actual machine cardio. I just walk outside, and I got noticeably leaner this cruise period without really getting that soft cruise look. And I didn't lose tons of body weight.
See, that's always the issue that it's person dependent. Like with clients, sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't. With myself, I usually will see it. If I try to clean up too much, like if food comes down too much when I'm on a cruise, I'll
You get
get that
flat.
skinny fat,
Yes,
soft.
that's been me every
Yeah.
time. So I will say for everyone that's listening, I did keep more gear in on this cruise than I ever have before. But also the only other change variable from prior cruises where I have absolutely got that skinny fat look was I've been doing progressively more, but at this point I'm doing 160 milligrams of SLU a day. I do 80 twice.
Wait, 160 milligrams of
milligrams. Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit! See, that's a tough thing. You got to get like the whatever product you buy has to be dosed a certain way. Because
yes,
right now, like the SLU that I have is dosed at 500 micrograms. I can't take 180 milligrams.
No. You got to get either the 20s, the
Yeah.
50s, or the hundreds.
Yeah, which is like it's crazy
And it's
the
pricey. It's pricey.
variability.
It is.
Yeah.
I will say this. I got everything that I needed to in a diet phase from that like initial range that everyone talked about dosing wise.
Yeah, like 1 to 3.
1 to even half of 1 to 3.
Yeah.
I think that's worth it for like enhanced men. The difference between that range and like 20 was the biggest difference. Like from 20 to 180 or whatever, or 160 that I'm doing, not tons of noticeable change in terms of how it's actually making me feel and in terms of how quickly the composition changes. When I introduced it at 20 milligrams and it was like, okay, I'd been doing 2 milligrams a day. Now I'm going to do 20. That was a big shift within a week. So, do either of you guys have other questions? How long have we been on, Josh? What time
we got on at like 6:30. But I didn't answer that question.
Oh, go ahead.
Underrated peptide would be being that you guys both did the say insulin.
Okay. Yeah.
Overrated, I would say L-carnitine.
Really?
Yeah. So I've changed my opinion on that one. I thought it was great during those 2 weeks of prep, but I realistically just think that like in anything other than a late end prep stage, you're probably not going to get as much out of it. I don't really think it upregulates the androgen receptor all that much to say like it's going to be worth it in a growth phase. And realistically, how I've always kind of viewed the beginning, I'd say like 12 weeks of a 20-week prep is like you're running off of the fat storage you already have. You don't need this extra L-carnitine in you to be able to metabolize fatty acids. Like that's what the training's supposed to do.
Yeah.
It should be mobilizing that. That's what the cardio should be doing. Like, so I think it's overrated up until the very end of a prep.
Okay.
For the insulin, you guys named the other ones, so I'm going to say it's underrated just simply because I think that if you're running Retta, you might not need insulin. But if you're not running Retta, you might need some lentis throughout the day if you're really pushing the carbs. So just in this scenario, you're not running both. Yeah. In this scenario, you're not running both. Overrated and underrated PEDs. Overrated, I'm going to say, is Tren. I just think that people think that Tren is a wonder drug.
And so many people online have romanticized it, right? Like everyone that's under 24 talks about it like it's the God's nectar. Like
I'll tell you this: I've run like 100 milligrams of Tren, and I've run 400 milligrams of Tren. The 100 milligrams did more than the 400 ever did. And then for underrated PED, fuck that, actually. Overrated PED Masteron, 150%.
Okay.
Masteron, because Masteron and Primo do dick. I would rather take a gram of Tren than a gram of Masteron. And I'll deal with going to the fucking insane asylum afterwards.
Ooh, I'm going to prison on a gram of Tren.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'd rather that than waste my money on Masteron again.
What about underrated?
Underrated is always going to be Test. Like we've said 100 times on this podcast, you can get really big, and I mean Luke threw in the SEO, so we can add that one too. You can get really big off of Test GH and insulin, SEO, and now we're going to throw in Retta as well because
it's true, dude.
I'm telling you, bro. I had this conversation with my brother the other day too. High test, high growth, high carbs, low fat. That's how
Best.
you get huge.
Low
That's how you
fat,
get
dude.
huge.
Yes, that's how you get
Yeah,
huge. And how you stay looking good too.
yeah.
Love it.
Full fucking
Full,
vascular and
still
instant
tight,
where you need it. Yeah,
lower ab veins and shit still when you're eating big.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I got a question that like me and Luke would probably be great for. It was favorite sauces, condiments, and seasoning.
Why do I get excluded? I'm a sauce guy.
You never post your
Wait,
food. That's why.
I never post my food. I just think it's like you know what? I shouldn't say that I think it's boring because I like seeing that you guys do it. But then when I go to do it, I'm like, I'm such a tool. Like, why am I doing this?
dude, but even me though, even when I post it, like sometimes I'll look at my bowl and I'll be like, oh, it looks pretty good. So I'll like pull my phone out and then I'll take a picture of it and it'll look like shit in the picture.
It looks
And I'm
like shit.
like,
Yeah.
people are gonna be like, yo, this shit's trash. That's not appetizing at all.
People used to call
As
my favorite
someone
rice
as a cream of rice connoisseur myself, I appreciate
Yeah,
that you guys do. I see your
yeah,
bowls and I'm like, they're fucking this up.
yeah,
Like this is gonna
yeah,
look this is gonna be
yeah.
killer. That's my best meal of the day.
Oh, I love it, bro. I look forward to it every day. Uh, but what was your question? Like my favorite sauces and
Best
seasonings?
sauces,
sauces.
condiments, seasonings.
Bro, I'm a hoe for sauces, bro. Like I'll go to work, I'll go bring like if I go wherever, I pack like 2, 3 meals with me. I've got 4 or 5 condiments in my bag, bro, just to have
As you
options.
You
should.
bring in the condiments?
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I like to heat the meal up and then put the
Ah,
sauce on after. I don't like
okay.
if I like put it on and then heat up the sauces. I don't know, it just tastes different to me.
Okay.
I'll do it when I have to. But like,
Sure.
when I'm at the gym with clients or working, like they got a fridge and a microwave. So like I'll just bring
Right,
it all,
right.
put it in the fridge, then heat my meal up and put the sauces on. Um G
Well, the
Hughes
sauces
has
like
a couple
cook
really good
into it.
sauces I rock with. Huh?
Yeah,
The sauces will like cook into it, and then you don't get the like liquid of the sauce. It dries out.
I
I
feel
feel
you.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. G Hughes has a couple good ones I really like. Their sweet and sour ones are really good.
Yep.
They got like a Carolina Gold barbecue sauce is really good. The sweet
Fire,
chili one's
dude.
really good. Yeah, those are really good. Uh the Melinda's truffle sauce is good, but expensive as
No,
fuck. Um and there's some brand, bro, that I get at fucking Walmart, like habanero something. They got like a sweet and spicy, it's like a mustard, but it's not really, no, it's like a hot sauce, but it's like sweet. It's fucking banging. And it has
yeah,
like no, like the ingredients are like it's like carrots and vinegar
It's
and,
like
and
hot
apple
sauce, right?
cider vinegar.
It's no calories.
Yeah.
I think I
There's
know
no
what you're talking
calories.
about.
It's
I'm a Walmart guy myself for my basics.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
same.
anything G Hughes, to be honest with you. There's not many
Yeah.
G Hughes that I don't feel like hit.
Oh, their honey mustard's good too.
Honey mustard's
Uh
unbelievable, dude, that they can
Teriyaki.
get it that
Bro,
low.
they have a I haven't been able to find it since I was in Pittsburgh for a little bit. When I was in Pittsburgh, I used to see it. They make a General So sauce that was
bro.
fire.
Let me
Yeah.
put you. Let me put you on, and let me put everyone in the podcast on. You can only order that shit on Amazon.
I'm
But you've
about
had
to.
it? You've had it,
Yeah,
right?
bro. I've had all the GQs that you guys can't find. You can only find them on
Okay.
Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
it
had
is
no
fire.
idea because
The
General
sweet and
Sal's is a
sour people
top.
don't know about.
Yeah, that's like my favorite Chinese right there.
Bro, General
General Tso's
Sal's is
mix it
next
with the
level
sesame
because
teriyaki.
my number one G Hughes is the teriyaki. So if they got
Yeah.
General Sal's, dude, I'm ordering now. This is gonna be a
Yeah,
problem.
facts. That's what I'm saying.
So for me, the honey mustard, you hit it on the head because to me, that in my brain is an off limits exotic sauce. So then the
Yeah.
fact that they are doing this in 10 calories or something and it tastes real
Yeah.
deal,
And it tastes
crazy.
good, bro.
It tastes real.
And you
It
can
tastes
put that
real.
shit on fucking anything,
Anything. Anything.
and it's good.
Ground beef, chicken, you name it, dude.
Dude, even
Potatoes,
egg
rice,
whites, bro. I'm telling you,
egg
you put that shit on
whites.
the egg whites, it's banging too.
One that I love from G Hughes that you did not mention is the Polynesian.
Oh, that's a good one. I haven't had that in a minute, but that's good as fuck.
It's
Yep.
I'm a sweet person. I have more of a sweet
So
tooth
am
than a
I.
savory.
So am I.
And so I'll fuck up some Polynesian on anything.
Yeah, I'm right there with
Um,
you.
and I'll give them a shout out. I have nothing to do with the company, but I do appreciate the Flavor Gang sauces more than the their cream of rice product. The Nerdy
I
Sanchez to me is like an all-time top sauce, especially if you
had
have
that
ground
one.
beef.
I haven't had that one, but
Bro,
I was gonna say they're sweet and nutty. I fuck with the only thing about them
I just
is
don't
like
love that that's a little,
it's
it's got a little bit of a kick to that one that I don't love.
yeah, but the only dude I would honestly eat a lot of their sauces. It's just too expensive,
Bro,
and
it's
like
way too expensive. And it takes
when you
3 weeks to
compare
get
it,
to you.
yeah, and when you compare it to G Hughes, it's like
I know.
right there. But I can go get my shit at Walmart for $3. You know what I
I
mean?
know.
Like
I know.
so.
When I'm feeling bougie, I'll do like a cream of rice and sauce order all at once. That way it all just comes in
Yeah,
one
same.
shot. But it takes, dude, they're crazy expensive and it takes fucking 3 weeks
Yeah,
to get there. And I get it, dude. It's an American small business.
yeah,
I'm trying to support him, dude. He's a bodybuilder.
yeah, 100%.
But
I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying
no, no, not at all.
the
That's why I
reason why
don't
my
order it
fridge
more.
exactly the reason why my fridge isn't strictly Flavor Gang is because
Yes.
of
Yeah.
that, literally.
Now, if he wants to sponsor the podcast, then I'm all ears. But
Yeah, we'll
uh,
talk all about it, bro.
Yeah.
no, the Nerdy
In the
Sanchez for me,
meantime,
it's worth it to me. I'll order it. I'll pay
Yeah,
whatever price, and I'll wait the 3 weeks, dude. Luke,
yeah.
trust me, brother.
I'll try it. I'll have to try it. Yeah, for sure.
all right, let me put y'all on right quick. Sweet and
Real
nutty
quick,
sauce.
Luke. There's a
That's what I said. Yeah.
supplement. There's a discount nutrition up in North Tampa over by the powerhouse. They have the
Oh,
Nerdy
really?
Sanchez in person. Yeah, discount
I'll bring it
nutrition,
down.
dude. I'll
Bring it down
drive,
right
dude,
now.
because we moved and it's like probably 40 minutes for me now. It's where I'll go
Yeah,
drive and get it.
really.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I just wrote it down. I'm gonna go check it out.
Hell yeah.
All right,
Good
last
people in
5 minute
there
crew.
too.
Y'all ready for this?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Sweet and nutty sauce. 6 to 12 grams, depending on how much you need of the PB2 or the PB Fit. Ginger seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, liquid aminos, rice wine vinegar, and general
Oh, that sounds
or
fire.
G Hughes sweet Thai chili. Joe, use less of the sweet Thai chili if you don't want the kick. Luke, if you want more, use more. And one Splenda pack. Mix that shit together. Tell me what you think.
That sounds fire.
I'm
That's like
trying the
full
sweet and
Asian.
nutty, dude. That sounds like a full Asian cuisine. Like
Yeah,
If
sweet
you
and nutty's
if
good.
you
I
do
fuck with
this
sweet
sauce
nutty
that
it
heavy.
I
is
just
good.
made, you can customize it. So
That's Kelsey's number one is the sweet and nutty. So we always have it at the house.
That gives like that
It's
pad
Thai,
Thai
dude.
type of
yep.
Yes.
yeah,
It's Thai. It's yellow curry, Thai style.
yeah, yeah. I fuck with it.
All right, guys. Um, like Josh said, thanks to everybody that made it to the last 5 minute crew. Luke, appreciate you, brother. It was great having you back on. We'll have to do
Yeah,
this again, man. I
yeah, man.
wouldn't
Anytime,
hesitate
bro.
to
I'm
have you
always
back
around.
on. Whether it's with the crew or just one-on-one, maybe we'll talk more into the
Yeah,
prep. But
yeah.
awesome to have you
Anytime.
on. Really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I'm happy to be here.
Josh, always good to talk to you. Pivot Gym, what's the address?
465 Jericho Turnpike in Mineola, 11501.
Official opening Monday?
That's what we're shooting for. Yep.
Shooting for Monday. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks to everybody that follows along, reaches out, reshares, leaves a comment. We appreciate it. And until next time, we are out.